IVM.
Hello and welcome to Football Twaddle Fantasy Football Show. This is the Gameweek 32 preview and we are recording it just after seeing the lineups of Chelsea versus Manchester City. And the latest news we have on that is Bernardo Silva is false nine. But the guest I have on the show says don't believe anything they show on the graphics because someone like him probably has made it. So... Jayant, what's up?
Hi guys. No, I didn't say that. What I meant was that you can never second guess Pep. He might, he might play Kevin De Bruyne as a false nine. He might play Raheem Sterling as a false nine. So let's just, we are recording this just as the match is kicked off. So it'll be interesting to see who is the one playing the false nine, because it was interesting to hear Pep say that Jesus has picked up a knock, Foden has picked up a knock, so maybe the person who is playing false nine today will play false nine for City for a few of their matches.
But what is a knock? When we say a knock, it could just be like a 2-day thing also, no?
Could be, but it'll be interesting to just keep an eye on this, because as we know, City score a lot of goals, and whoever is playing false nine for them will obviously get a lot of chances and will have a lot of opportunities to score big points.
All right. We'll get back to City. Let's start with, we just saw, or you just saw very closely Southampton versus versus Arsenal, right? I couldn't bear watching the match beyond 30 minutes. But one thing I realized is that no one should keep Aubameyang in their fantasy team. And you will agree to that. Actually, no one should keep any Arsenal players. There's absolutely no reason. This will probably be the last time we'll talk about it, and then we'll talk about it next season.
So, I think Aubameyang is very, very expensive now. He obviously has his contract situation looming over him. I wouldn't say don't pick any Arsenal players. There are extremely cheap options to get from the Arsenal team, such as Nketiah, who scored. He's getting more and more minutes under Arteta. He scored he scored pre-lockdown, I think, also.
And, God, pre-lockdown is the term.
There is Saka, who's starting every game. Who's again, so they're all in the 4.5 bracket. There's Emiliano Martinez, who's the goalkeeper, kept a clean sheet today, and he's going to start every game. He's 4.2. The Arsenal don't have very difficult fixtures in the run-in. They've got Norwich coming up. So, don't go all out on Arsenal players. Obviously, don't look at the expensive guys, but there are some good third strikers, fifth midfielders, etc. if you want to get in.
Yeah, but I don't know much about their team to know who is actually going to start a game. So the goalkeeper obviously now will start till the end. But then the question then becomes, look, I've already used my wild card. I think I have a free hit left. I don't even know if I have that. So, but assume that most of them would not have a free hit left as well, right? Yeah. So if that's the case, why will they take a -4 to get in a goalkeeper?
Yeah, that's a fair point. If I'm talking about people who still have a wild card left, Saka, and I think it's only Saka and Aubameyang who have started all the 3 games for Arsenal so far from return, and I think Bellerin. So okay. Saka, and he got the assist versus Brighton. He is picking up good position. I don't know what position he's playing right now under Arteta. Arteta also keeps switching his position. But yeah, I think out of the 3, I think Saka's a good bet.
Cool. Let's talk a little about Manchester United. And the only reason to talk about them is that they seem to be like a team which is genuinely playing well. Right? But I don't know how much of that is down to Sheffield's players being injured. But it looks like just Rashford who's giving points in FPL. Martial scored a hat-trick. Martial is a midfielder, I think, at the price range between 8.5 and 9, if I'm not wrong. And then we have obviously...
More that actually, I think it's 8.
Yeah, see, that's even better. Then we have Bruno, and then we have Paul Pogba as well. So, and they have relatively easy run-in. We'll get to the time gap between the days the teams get between their games. But one of the things to like, how does one tackle the thing called Manchester United right now?
Yeah, I think as you said, they looked. I mean, they are playing better. It's also the fact that he's got five very good attacking options now. He played them all against Sheffield. He played Fernandes, Pogba, Greenwood, Martial, and Rashford. So that's a very very attacking lineup. Even if they concede goals, I think they're still going to keep scoring goals. Rashford missed. I saw the game. Rashford missed a few chances, a few very, very easy chances.
Nah.
I right now have Rashford and Bruno Fernandes. I'm going to probably keep them till the end of the season. I'm even thinking of maybe tripling up on United. I mean, I never thought there'd be a day when I'd say that, but um, they have got one of the easiest run-ins. I think they got Brighton next week. The only thing that to keep an eye on with United is that they are still in the FA Cup. They got Norwich on the weekend, and if they go deep in that competition, again there might be fatigue for some of the players and there might be rotation. So that's the only thing that I'd say keep a lookout for. But otherwise, definitely double up on United attack.
At least.
Either yeah. I mean, don't triple up on United attack. You could go with the third guy as their defender, like with a Maguire or someone. But go, yeah, I've got Bruno and Rashford at the moment. If you want to do Bruno and Martial or whatever, just two out of the five, it's a good way to go.
What about Pogba? Is he going to start games now or just wait on Pogba a little more?
Pogba plays out of the five, he plays as the deepest. So I wouldn't like to go towards a Pogba right now. I would stay clear of him. Greenwood is very cheap. He's again in that 4.5, 5 bracket.
But he doesn't start, man. That's the problem.
That's true. So I think out of Martial, Rashford, Bruno, and one of the defenders, you could possibly do a triple or a double up.
Yeah.
Definitely do a double up. Triple up, not a big fan of triple ups because if that team has an off day, then you lose out on a lot of points. But
correct. But it doesn't. Okay. So, I mean, I get your point. Okay. One question regarding United then is, if I have to ask you to pick between Bruno and Martial, who would you do?
Good question. I would actually pick Bruno because Bruno seems to be on penalties as well. Bruno is more regular. Martial is that explosive guy. He'll score this hat trick, yes, but I'm not sure. He might blank for a few weeks now. I think Bruno will be more consistent, and that's why I would pick Bruno over Martial. But I can see why people would go towards Martial. He's playing as a centre forward in this very attacking lineup right now, and he has got less ownership than Bruno. So if you want to sort of make up points in your mini league or something, then yeah, I mean, I could. There's no reason.
I tried making up points in my mini league. I captained Son. That worked out well. And
Son was unlucky. I think even I have Son on my team. He scored a goal, but it was too loud for offside.
Yeah, and I had Bruno, but whatever. One team I would like to talk about is a team in which I had three players. I had tripled up on the team for a good 6 to 7 weeks, and those were my best periods in FPL this season. But now after lockdown, I don't know, they're just playing badly and they're just drawing games. That is Leicester. So Leicester's had two results. Watford 1-1, and against Brighton 0-0. They played terrible against Brighton. I don't know, man. All this Chilwell and all. Should we even bother about them? He gave me 6 points, by the way. So it's not like I have anything to complain about. Like, he gave me 8 points. That's because of a clean sheet, right? So, but I mean, I had picked Jamie Vardy also. I think it's time to remove Vardy. He's like, I don't know. Am I just making too rash a decision right now based on one game week or 2 game weeks? Left.
I don't think you are. I mean, both of Leicester's games after lockdown, they weren't in a particularly good run of form before lockdown also. Yes, they beat Villa 4-0, but generally they weren't playing very well. I'm staying clear of Leicester assets at the moment. They didn't create a lot. They were lucky to get a point from that game. Schmeichel saved a penalty, and I think generally Brighton were the better team. The Leicester aren't creating much post lockdown. Yeah, I would stay clear of them. A team that, if you want to triple up on, I have two players from their team, but I might even get a third now. Is Wolves. They are extremely consistent. I captain Jimenez. I think I might captain Jimenez again this game week. They have easy fixtures. They have Villa next week. Their defensive line, they haven't conceded a goal like post lockdown. So you could take one defender, take Adama Traore, and take like Jimenez.
I've had Adama Traore for donkeys years now. There's no way I'm going to. Even if he gives me like a point every game, I would still keep Adama Traore.
Yeah,
Dude, that guy's only weighs only 72 kilos for a body like that. Did you know that?
he weighs 72. Oh my god.
There is this photograph on Twitter I saw where they show Adama with his muscles and they
Yeah.
say he weighs 72 kilos, and then they have a picture of Dan James next to him, and and even he weighs 72 kilos. So if Adama can like screw around with the weighing scales, he definitely is going to my team. So
Yeah, I think
that's my
Wolves
logic.
are extremely solid. Wolves are extremely solid. I think they are my outside bet for a Champions League spot also. I think they might sneak into it.
A random prediction: Leicester is at 55 points, okay,
Mm.
in third, and Wolves are at 49, United are at 49, Tottenham are at 45. You think is there any chance for Leicester to finish below fifth? They have
Um,
7 games left.
no, I'll tell you why. Because a lot of the other teams are also playing each other, so there will be points dropped by a lot of the teams. So Leicester are sort of, they will finish. They will get Champions League next year. It's about the other teams. Wolves, yeah. I'm just trying to see Leicester's fixtures. I know they have Tottenham next week.
No, they don't. They have Chelsea
Sorry.
next week. Then they have Everton the week after, Crystal Palace, Arsenal, Bournemouth, Sheffield, then Tottenham and Manchester United.
So they have difficult fixtures.
Dude, this is so tough. So let's see all the points they can drop, right? Let's say they draw with Chelsea. So that's 2 points dropped. Then let's say they draw with Everton just because they're playing so badly. That's 2 point, 2 more points dropped. That's four. And United and Spurs also they draw. So another 4 points drop. That's eight. And against Arsenal they draw. That's 10. See, I counted 10 points they can drop. It's easy. It's not very hard.
10 points they're dropping, but they're also getting like points, right?
I don't know.
So
I'm just making up shit. That's what I do on this pod. So, so one thing before we go to a break, right? I was looking on Twitter,
Mhm.
and there is this handle called Chris Tan FPL. So I think he copied it from a guy called Brent Krellin, but I don't know, like whose chart this is. I don't know, but they've made a chart on the time period between games for clubs,
Uh-huh.
right? Which is quite interesting. And they've taken into factor FA Cup games and everything. So let me give you
Mhm.
an example. Manchester United just played Sheffield, right?
Yeah.
Now, within 2 days, 21 hours of Sheffield, they're playing Norwich, right? And
Mhm.
within 3 days of Norwich, they're playing Brighton. Within three
Mhm.
days of Brighton, they're playing Bournemouth. And
Mhm.
after that, they're playing, after 5 days, Aston Villa. So their
Mhm.
next 3 games are Norwich, Brighton, and Bournemouth, and they're playing approximately within 3 days of each game.
Interestingly, I think they're all away, right? So they'll have
I
to travel a lot also. I mean, Brighton is obviously on the south coast. Uh, Norwich isn't like very close as well. So even if the third game is in Manchester, that will
Bournemouth,
involve traveling.
Bournemouth is home. Yeah, so my question is, we obviously have to be wary of rotations, and to add to the point which you made some time ago, I think we should just stick to the people who start. I mean, for a casual player like me or someone, you really don't want to take risks with someone who may or may not play until unless you actually genuinely love the player. You want people who actually start and give you minimum 2 to 3 points, man.
See, it depends on what you're trying to do. If you're second in a head-to-head league and you need to make up points, then you will go for the punts, right?
Yeah, I made sure that I'm not second in any league.
But the case
So,
with me now is that I've made a few points and now I am second in a few leagues, so I need to see what I can do.
yeah.
I
So
mean, I would.
I'll tell you what to do then, since I am the expert here. So let me tell you what to do. So Chelsea, after City game, in 2 days, literally 2 days, they're playing Leicester at FA Cup. And then in 3 days they're playing West Ham United, and in 3 days they're playing Watford, and in 3 days they're playing Crystal Palace, and in 3 days they're playing Sheffield United.
uh
So you need to be wary of Chelsea assets.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not. I haven't got any. I mean, the one that I was sort of looking at was one of between Mount and Pulisic. But yeah, I mean, those are the two I'm tracking at the moment.
And then what happened to your tracking? Like,
I'm
fine.
still tracking. I'm tracking the City Chelsea game right now. So
Oh, all right. Okay, let's take a break right now. And after the break, let's get to some picks for game week 32. Right? Please stay tuned to Football Twaddle, the fantasy football show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you're not following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'd like to thank our sponsors this week, Paytm Money and Intel. We appreciate their support. It's been a fantastic week on the IVM network. I hope that you've been checking stuff out, but some of the highlights that you definitely should check out. Ashish Vidyarthi, host of Begin the Journey, was on Cyrus Says. They had a really fun conversation. I think you'll enjoy that. Uncle Please Sid did an episode around development, which was really, really fun. On Edges and Sledges, we had Adam Holyoke, former England captain. While those guys are killing it one cricketer after the other. Definitely do check out Advertising is Dead. We talk about esports with some really guys who really know that space. Smile India, absolutely right. These guys are killing it as well. So is Pawan at Pragati. Don't forget the original things. Again, one of my favorite shows. You must check that out. It's just been a really fun week, folks. So I hope that you enjoy it. And with that, let's get you back to your show.
Welcome back to Football Twaddle, the fantasy football preview show for game week 32. All right, Jayant, let's get to some picks for game week 32. Let me look at the games first of all. So we have Aston Villa Wolves. According to me, Wolves are going to thrash Aston Villa. And then we have Watford Southampton. It seems so weird, but I have a sneaky feeling that's going to be a draw. And Troy Deeney is going to score. Crystal Palace Burnley, no one gives a shit. Brighton versus no one cares. Brighton versus United. It's actually going to be a tricky fixture for United because, as we just explained before the break, United would have played Norwich 2 days before, and they're going to be playing Brighton in 3 days, and both are away games. So I think it may be a draw, but I am not too sure. A lot of it depends on Neil Maupay and if he can replicate his Arsenal form. Talking of Arsenal, they play Norwich. If they don't win this game, they should just just stop playing for the season. Then Bournemouth, Newcastle. Oh, this is something which we didn't talk about before the break, Jayant. But Newcastle, I am quite impressed with what they've been doing. And I don't have any Newcastle players, but I think I'll get in a Newcastle player. I don't know who. Can you suggest a name from Newcastle for me?
yeah, there are. So I have Matt Ritchie. Luckily, he went off before Newcastle conceded, so I got a clean sheet plus I got bonus from Matt Ritchie.
Really?
Yeah, why I'm suggesting Matt Ritchie is because he's on set pieces for Newcastle also. He plays very high up the field and he's got a crazy left foot. Again, just a warning is that he went off, I think, maybe with an injury. So that is something to track. But Newcastle defense is always a good option. Dubravka gets high points, gets a lot of save points. The other player who's doing really well is someone who's very fondly called ASM, who's Alan Sen Maximan.
Dude, he is so cool. He nutmegs his own children also.
Well, I don't think you get points for that on FPL.
I know, but I mean, you should just pick him up for coolness factor.
Yeah, I think he plays. He actually, I think, takes more shots and has more chance of scoring than Joe Linton does.
Joe Linton has 1 or 2 goals only, no, for Newcastle.
I remember 2 goals. I remember he scored against Tottenham, I think, early on in the season, and he scored against Sheffield.
He doesn't score many goals.
Yeah.
But I think of all the names you said, Matt Ritchie seems like a very promising thing. And they're playing Bournemouth, who are not in great form anyway. So if you look at game week 32 and 33 for Newcastle, they are playing, as we just said, Bournemouth, and they're playing West Ham. So yeah, if Matt Ritchie is not injured, I think he should be a serious consideration for your FPL teams. Then we have Everton playing Leicester. Should I remove Calvert-Lewin or stick with him?
I'm gonna stick with him. Like even I have him. I have him and Richarlison. I actually got them both for the Norwich fixture, expecting Everton to score a lot of goals, but they scored 1 goal from a corner. So like, I'm probably gonna keep Calvert-Lewin because he did have a very good chance to score against Liverpool also, and he somehow does well in these big games. So
Yeah.
I think I'll keep him, but I don't think I'm gonna keep both in my starting 11, both Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin. So
Cool.
it's probably going to be like whoever I have on my bench will do well. The other guy won't.
So that's generally how it's supposed to work. So as long as at least you have them in your mind, it should be fine. West Ham are playing Chelsea, and I know what we said before the preview, before the what do you call this break, that Chelsea you should be wary of because Chelsea has like a tough set of fixtures, kind of a thing, and but they're playing West Ham. Right? If there is a team which is playing worse than, let's say, Bournemouth, that is West Ham.
No, Norwich are definitely playing the worst right now.
So Arsenal's playing Norwich, and I genuinely don't want to talk about Aubameyang. It just feels a wasted 11 mil. But Chelsea, West Ham, dude, like there should be at least 1 or 2 picks. Yeah, I mean, if you need points, you need like someone from that club.
Yeah, which is why I said Mount or Pulisic. I'm not sure about Giroud has started the last 2, but you never know. I think Tammy might be back. I'm not sure what the...
Or how about going back to one of the favorite defenders of FPL, Marcus Alonso? You may get 6 points minimum for a clean sheet, and he may get an assist or 2. So you are looking between 6 and 10 points for this particular game week, at least with Marcus Alonso. You can substitute him the next week if you want.
He is very good. I mean, he is again one of those players who's explosive and who might get a lot of points. But as you said, I'm very wary with Chelsea's fixtures and them rotating their squad. Again, Alonso started the last 2 games. I'm not sure what the FA Cup team is going to be, if he's going to again revert to Azpilicueta at left back, Reece James at right back.
Yeah.
I'm not like Alonso's not one of those players who's a shoe-in, and at that price for a defender, I don't want to invest in someone who I'm not 100% sure about. I would rather get a Doherty or someone who's in that price range.
Cool. Spurs are playing Sheffield. I'm going to stick with Son. That guy, he is so good. He in fact he looked quite like he was going to score. But one of the questions I have about Spurs is that now they have all their forwards fit, right, or the attacking players. So they have Son, Lucas, and Harry Kane. Then there's Dele Alli. They have Steven Bergwijn. Then they have Eric Lamela, right? Lo Celso is the midfielder. So they have the 6 players. So at least they're playing Sheffield after like 7-8 days. So Son is going to start that. So I don't think there's a problem with that. So I guess we should just continue with Son, right? He's a decent FPL player.
Yeah.
All right. After the short and sweet answer, let's move to Man City. Let's move to Man City versus Liverpool. What's going to happen here, man? Is it 30 years of hate? 30 years of pain? Is Mane going to run again without kneeling down? Like, what is going to happen in this game? And in terms of FPL, how should people approach this game?
It's strange. From both the combined teams of Liverpool and City, I only have 2 players. I'm very wary again of Pep and his roulette. Apparently, they have a lot of injuries. I don't know if they're actually injuries or if Pep is just saying they're injuries. But someone like a De Bruyne, I have to. I mean, that De Bruyne and Trent, they just have to be in your team. I think like, people who don't have them are Maybe they're gambling, maybe they're doing well. I'm not
I
sure,
don't
but
have I don't have any Liverpool player. Clearly, I'm gambling because
yeah.
whenever Alexander-Arnold, he gets a clean sheet, he scores a goal. Bloody bugger gives 12 points every game, but he's worth 7.8 million, dude. It is like, oh god.
He's worth that. He's a midfielder, and like Liverpool keeps so many clean sheets.
I think you know
Uh,
what. You know what? One of the things I'm going to take a -4 now. Or for this game week alone, I'll just play if I have a free hit. But if I don't, I'll take -4. I'll get
but
Trent in and I'll put Matt
don't do it
Ritchie.
for this game week. Don't do it for this game week because Trent is playing City. City will score. Trent might get an assist as there's no like. I mean, you're basically wanting a -4 on the assumption that Trent will get attacking returns.
No, yeah, that's kind of my assumption. But yes, thank you for saying whatever you have to. So, who are the 4-5 players we need
Yeah.
to, who we think will do well in game week 32?
Wolves for sure.
Are they
They
players? Ball now. What is ball?
Jimenez.
You
Uh,
you keep saying Jimenez. Let me actually check how many points has Jimenez given.
he got 9 and 8, I think.
Doherty has given 135 points till now.
Yeah, he was my second pick.
Okay, so Jimenez has given 9 points against Bournemouth and 8 against West Ham. Oh, fine, fine. You justify him. Okay, next. Don't say Matt Doherty. You've said that name already 4 times on this podcast.
Second name would be, you know, Norwich will concede. So I will actually say maybe Nicolas Pepe.
Has he been starting every game?
Yeah, he started the last two. He scored against Brighton. I don't want to say Aubameyang. I want to give like a different sort of pick. So Pepe.
Pepe has given 8 points against Brighton and 3 against Southampton. So, and he's played only 63 minutes against Southampton. So you've seen the game beyond 30. Why was he substituted? Because he was playing bad or was he injured?
No, I think again Arsenal have a FA Cup fixture also, right? So game management.
Oh, just as a side note, do you know which midfielder of Arsenal is the second highest point scorer in FPL? Stop checking it out.
I'm not checking it out, I swear. Second highest point scoring midfielder.
Yes, in FPL.
I don't know. So Bios.
Mesut
Zaka.
Ozil. Mesut Ozil.
Mesut Ozil. Yeah, stay clear of Mesut Ozil.
He's
practicing social distancing from Arsenal right now.
So I'll tell you how many games Mesut Ozil has not played for Arsenal in this season, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2. That's a 10, 11, 12, 13. Out of 31 games, he's not played, not even 1 minute in 13 games.
Clearly shows you what Arsenal need in the transfer window, right?
What, another Ozil?
Well, no, another player from midfield who contributes in attack.
Yeah, actually, if you go by FPL, that okay. So Nicolas Pepe, that's a good shout. I mean, unless he's not injured, he's worth 9.2. But yeah, it seems like against Norwich, he may give some points. Okay, two other players. We've spoken about Manchester United players. Crystal Palace versus Burnley. You think anything is going to come off this game, or it is just set up for disappointment?
I would actually say pick a Spurs player as well. Sheffield are not looking the best at the moment.
So I told Son.
Yeah.
Or even Harry Kane.
Yeah, possibly even Harry Kane. Just do Spurs also have Spurs also in FA Cup? Who are Chelsea playing?
Spurs are not in FA Cup.
Oh yeah, they got knocked. They got knocked out of every competition before.
Yeah. It's just sad that Jose is feeling sad that Premier League is not a knockout competition. Otherwise, they would have been at holiday or something. All right. We are running short of time. Captaincy picks.
My man, Jimenez.
Dude, are you serious?
Yeah, I captained him this game week also. He got 9 points. He's very consistent. If you want, and he's playing Aston Villa. Aston Villa got like a terrible defense.
I hope. I know I'm confused between Jimenez or one of the Chelsea players, probably Mount. But Mount doesn't score that many goals.
Wolves have also Jimenez will start. You don't know about these Chelsea guys who's going to start, who's not. You want your captaincy pick to be a short starter, right?
Yeah. I mean, I want a lot of things. Never works out, but okay. All right. So Jimenez, I don't know. I genuinely want to say some other name or suggest some other name. Just right now, looking at things, probably Matt Ritchie.
No. I wish to buy captain or defender.
Because he has a...
who might not even start.
You said he has a killer left foot. Is that not...
He does have a killer left foot. See his goal against Sheffield.
Dude, yeah, okay. But yeah, Raul Jimenez, then I guess that's the name. I just can't think. Because Chelsea is playing West Ham, but I don't even know who the hell scores there. So,
you could even pick Son.
Son, yeah. Son is playing Sheffield. That's a decent shout. So yeah, either between Jimenez or Son, or let's say if like City have lost the league today, they'll be so demotivated against Liverpool, and you can pick Trent Alexander-Arnold.
But the other way, like generally when teams
lose.
Oh, sorry, Chelsea almost scored. Generally when teams win the league, they sometimes just shut up and like they hung over and like I don't know what. So you'll have to see all of that also.
Yeah, that's a very tricky fixture.
You're not going to play Chelsea. You're not going to captain a Liverpool player.
Yeah, that's also true, dude. It's actually, I would just wait for that game to finish and then do something about it. All right. Jayant, thanks a lot for recording this at like 1 a.m.
You're welcome.
And hopefully you have a good game week 32 and score less points than me.
Then I won't have a good game week 32, no.
You can hope that I score 90 and you're at 84 or something.
Sure. And be happy with that.
Yeah, of course. We are not in any competition, man. We both are losers in this game.
Hey, please. I'm doing quite well.
Yeah, by the way, I mean, to end things on a bright note, apparently we need to do that. What's your ranking right now?
87,000.
What? Dude, that's crazy, man. I was at like 2 lakhs and now I'm back to 4 lakhs. so my oh God, I need to do something. All right, man. Take care.
You can start the episode like that next time, so people might more people might watch it.
Oh, that you're at 87,000.
Yeah,
dude. That's not even a way of marketing. It's not like you're in top 10. What am I supposed to market there?
Top 10.
Yeah, so that's your challenge. Get to top 10, and then you have a face and a name, boy, which week is marketable.
I'm quite happy with being top 87,000.
Yeah, so just be happy. Don't tell me how to start then.
Sorry, sir.
All right, man. Take care. Bye-bye.
See you. Good luck, everyone.
All right, bye-bye.
Hi, my name is Anupam Gupta. I'm B50 on Twitter. I am the host of Paisa Paisa, a show that talks money. On my show, I speak to experts from every field of money and finance. From stock markets, equities, debt funds, credit cards, life insurance, every possible area of money and finance that you can think of. We even did an episode on cryptocurrency. I've got fantastic guests from mutual funds to personal finance experts everywhere. Robo-advisory, startups, just name it, we've got it. At Paisa Paisa, we help you make smart decisions about money. You work hard for money. Now make your money work hard for you. New episodes out every Monday, and you can listen to my show on the IVM Podcast app or any other podcasting app that you have.
Did I just catch you on your way to work? Or did you end up pulling an all-nighter? Let me guess. You have a packed schedule for the day, the week, and probably the month and the year. That's a lot for your mind to handle, don't you think? This buzzing chaos also brings tons of negative thoughts. Am I right? Try spinning that bottle in a positive direction with me, Chetna, on the Positively Unlimited podcast, every Monday on IBM Podcasts. It's time to change your life one alphabet at a time.